What is up, Motorfest racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut. We're here today with the Audi RS2 Avant in Street Tier 1 class. This thing is a banger. It has got a good top speed with nitrous. I'll show you that at the end of the video, and I've got a good tune for it that does very well on the test track. So let me dig into it. Let me show you everything about this car, help you set it up. This is one you want to put in your garage, guys. Alright, as we tab in here, you'll see that I've got it looking kind of crazy. We've got some body parts on it, and this is one of the few cars that's got this many customization options. So 10 different hoods, okay. Front bumper, 49 different options. So you can kind of get any headlights, bumper combo that you want. Wild, lots you can do with that. Front fenders, 5. So they all are different wide body kits. Make sure that you grab one of the ones that pushes it out the furthest. I actually had the wrong one on there. And same deal goes for the rear fenders as well. So just make sure you grab one that's kind of pushing it out all the way. You know what I'm saying? I hate the way the camera does that. We'll keep those smoothie ones on there. And then a couple different rear wings. And then rear bumper, lots of different ones to choose from. Like I say, like 49 different options. So depending on what you guys are feeling, you can make it look any way you want. It's a little overdone right now, but hey, why not? It's a video game. We love it. For the pro settings on this one, final drive all the way long, you definitely want that. It says it'll do 180. It does well over that. I'll show you at the end. Power distribution, 46. You're going to fade that to the front, 54 in the rear. Tire grip, 100% in the front. We're going to back it off 1 in the rear. We wanted just a little bit of slide, and it still didn't quite get there. So if you want a little more oversteer, you can back it off even a little further, but -1, -2% is kind of what we're living with right now. Brake balance, you're going to fade that to the front, so it's 63% front, 37 in the rear. Brake power, 100% as we do. For the aero, it's 100% load front, -4 in the rear. The car is a little understeery already. This doesn't make it oversteer. This makes it just handle really well. It turns in and it's planted. If you guys like the RS or didn't like the RS because it was a little rowdy, this is something to look into. The RS3 and the RS2 Avant really kind of trade blows, but I think this one's a little better. For the springs, we stiffened it up 6% in the front, +10 in the rear. For the compression, it's -7 in the front, +7 in the rear. For the rebound, it's -5 in the front, +8 in the rear. And then for your ARB, we're going to go +7 in the front, +10 in the rear. And then camber, we're -2.5 in the front, -1.4 in the rear. We didn't want to go full camber because we want that butt end to slide just a little bit. And with this setup, it's damn near perfect. I lock it in, it's fast, it drives, I love it. Stay tuned for how it does on the test track. It is just as fast as anything else we've run in the Street Tier 1 class, but it has got a top speed that is really at the upper echelon of these cars. So it's got really good handling. It's all-wheel drive, so it handles the dirt really well, plus a really good boost top speed. I think this one's going to be like top 5, maybe top 3 best cars in the S1 class, and so something to have in the garage. Definitely something to consider. I think you guys will really enjoy it. That is the setup, guys. I've got more coming this week, so subscribe, follow if you have not done that. For real, that helps me out a bunch. Trying to hit 10K subs before the end of the year, and I know with you guys' help, I definitely can do that. Stay tuned for the gameplay footage of me running on the test track, and then my boost line speed with it after that. Outside of that, guys, I'm Alex Cornnut, your wheelman. Stay tuned for that footage. See you next time. Here we are on the test track, creating a legend. This RS2 is nuts. The oil cooler up front, the body kit that you can put it on. I mean, it's a wild looking car, and I may have overdone it a little bit with the customization, but hey, whatever. We're out here. It's kind of got that e-tron rear tail lights and stuff. I like running this track, as you all know, or maybe somebody that's new to the channel. I run all of the road cars on this track, and it helps us kind of get a baseline for how they're going to perform. It also allows me to tune them to this track specifically, which translates really well to the grand races. It's got some areas for us to hit the gutters. It's got some high-speed corners. It's got some curbs that we bounce around on, so that way we can kind of get a feel for what the car is going to do in more of a grand race setting. And then without running nitrous, it allows us to get one less variable to, you know, track our consistency on. So it allows myself to be a little more scientific with the data and really try to bring you guys a build that is built, not bought, not just thrown on there. Like, I've tested it, I've run it on the track. We've made changes based on the speeds that I'm getting and the times I'm getting, and that translates to a really good setup car for you guys. So that being said, I like the way this car handles. It turns in really well. I think that you slow down as you're entering the corner, turn in under braking, and then get out of the brakes right on that mid apex, and you're going to have a lot of success with handling the vehicle. It's got plenty of power. All-wheel drive, when you hit the NOS, it doesn't light up the tires. I'll show you guys that here in a second on the straight line test so we can see what the top speed is. It's got more customization options than any other vehicle I've messed with. I'm not saying there's something else that has more, because there definitely could be. I mean, this is a big game. There's a lot of cars, and I'm not going to, you know, say I've built them all, because I haven't. But as far as customization, this is one of the ones that's got the most options to mess with, and I applaud the developers for that. I mean, it's pretty cool to be able to just be like, oh, which one of these 87 different body kits do I want? So that's pretty cool. One thing about this car that I'm really liking is when I get on the brakes and I'm setting up my lines, I can turn in and hit the inside of that apex back there better than I normally do with other vehicles, and that's a pro for the vehicle. It turns in. That shows that this is, I'm able to hit my lines really well. It's very predictable. I've done a handful of laps in it, so I'm learning the car very well, and you know, it's once we get it tuned in, I got to do a few more laps with the tune to make sure we're consistent. But that is going to be a 240.9. That puts us right in line with some of the fastest Street Tier 1 cars around this track. The Fitted Edition Civic did a 240. The RX-7, the RS, they both did 242s. The RS3 did a 241. So this is like right in line with those cars. My second lap was even a little bit slower than some of those others because I've done a 117 for my fastest lap. And so I could definitely bring that time down if I wanted to grind up the track with this car. But that's not the goal. The goal is to tune the car, drive the car, showcase how it's going to handle for you guys, so that way you can make an educated guess on if you want to set it up or not. Alright, let me show you what it looks like in the top speed section, and I'll see you guys on the highway. Alright, I got a stretch of highway pulled up for us. Watch how fast this thing is. I saved this to the last part of the video because I don't want to spoil anything, and I'm trying to kind of keep the guys that stay tuned for the videos for the best for last kind of deal. Watch. That's bouncing off of 199 under full boost when we were coming down the hill. 195 consistently. 97, 98, 97, 98. Slipstream, this will probably, you'll see 200. For Street Tier 1, that's fast. This car has got the legs, guys, and I think that it's going to be a real force to be reckoned with. I see this as being one of the more meta cars for the Grand Race for that reason, and it's super, super happy to have that. I love that the meta got shaken up with this update. I mean, here's a bunch of new toys to play with. Oh, and by the way, they're all good. Is kind of what it feels like. Not all of them. Some of them are kind of duds, but it definitely gets it done. Guys, that is the Audi RS2 Avant. This one is a banger. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like the tune or not, I'd appreciate the feedback. Outside of that, you guys have a great rest of your day. See you next time.